Aloha y'all, this is Don Harris with Dhtv coming to you from Lahaina. It is Sunday, August 13th. What time is it? It is 6:17 in the morning. Spent the night here last night. I was finally able to get in yesterday, and it was definitely a challenge to get here. I was able to get in touch with the Maui Emergency Management Agency. Spoke to a lady there named Claudine, who was wonderful, very helpful. She let me register to get access to this side. To register, you have to give them your name and address and everything, and then the vehicle that you're going to be coming in, and then they approve it. Fortunately, I had a very good friend, Gary, drive me over since my car was here at Kahoma Village. I was very fortunate that my place survived, as did most of them here. I think we lost 4 buildings and 1 house in Kahoma Village. Right across the street, everything's gone. In front of us, on the other side of Front Street, between us and Baby Beach, just about everything's gone there too. Of course, y'all already know all the damage. It is terrible. I've decided I'm not really going to show video of that, or very, very limited pictures. There's enough stuff online already for everybody to see that's just bad enough, and it's that bad. It's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you can, even now, like, I'm on, let me flip the camera around, give you some perspective. That is the Cannery Mall, so there's Long's and Safeway. Then over here is the Lahaina Gateway Shopping Center. So the bypass comes down right here, and this is the highway going out towards Napili, Kahana, Kapalua. So the blockade basically stops right there, and it's really hard to get a vehicle inside that area. So I'm a little hesitant leaving because I'm not positive I can get my car back. You can get close to here and then walk in, which is what I had to do yesterday. But they are trying to persuade you to not stay here, which I understand. There's no power, there's no water. So that alone makes it more difficult. But there are lots of, I've made some notes, so I may look down here a minute. But there are supply stations. Matter of fact, right across the street over there in Lahaina Gateway, there's a huge supply station. And it is full of stuff. So there is access to food and supplies and stuff for people that live here. However, it's hard to get there. Like, depending on how far away you live, if you don't have a car, you're walking. There are supposedly, and I just got here yesterday, so I haven't been able to check it out, but supposedly there's a water station or a water faucet over at Mala where you can get some non-potable water for flushing toilets, washing things, not for consumption, of course. Can't drink it or use it for toothpaste, brushing teeth or whatever. But anyway, so supplies are getting here, just so you know. But again, just because they're getting here doesn't mean they're easy to get to. Although there were a couple trucks driving around yesterday with people kind of yelling out to see if there's anyone that needed water. So that was good. Let's see. I do have neighbors that have photovoltaic, solar electric. I definitely will be getting that in the future. They've got power. Their ACs are working, refrigerators are working. Now, they still don't have water, so that's still an issue. But they have the ability to charge their phones, sleep comfortably. That was the only thing that was kind of bad last night. It was hot. Living on the ground floor, not really aware of looting or things like that. I was hesitant to leave my windows open. So it did get kind of hot in there. That was a little bit uncomfortable. Of course, with no power, there's nothing to do at night here when you got no light. So that was interesting. And I have a hand crank flashlight. It's kind of an emergency flashlight radio deal. You just turn the crank and you get light for 30 seconds or a minute. So I have enough light. It's okay. Let's see. Going back to looting. So everybody here has heard of looting, but no one that I've talked to has experienced it yet. So I assume it's happening. I don't know where. There have been people, our neighbors have said people have been kind of roaming through the complex looking around. So I don't know if those are people staking it out or what, but they've chased off a couple people. So, and I did hear that Lahaina Shores 2 nights ago, there was a big looting spree there, and I don't know how long it got. That's kind of all I know about it. One thing I wanted to talk about is, I know so many people that lost everything. I mean, I'll try not to get emotional, but I know people that had to run, and one of the things that they told me was the flames weren't going up, the flames were going across. So as you're running down the street, flames would literally shoot across the street as they're running through. Embers were coming across. Sounds absolutely horrific. Kahoma Village only had, like I said earlier, 4 buildings, 4 condo buildings, villas that have multiple units in them that burned down, and I believe just 1 home. Opakea, across the highway from here, had 2 buildings burned down. Lahaina residential is all gone. Channel House is all gone. Almost all of Front Street is gone, as I'm sure y'all have already seen. There's good maps that show you places that burned or not. But one of the things that I've been trying to figure out is why Kahoma Village didn't burn. The only thing I can think about, the only thing I can come up with, is this hardy plank siding that we have here. It's a cement fiberboard, and I'm guessing maybe it just is fire resistant enough that it held out and didn't catch fire. The only thing I can think of as to why these other buildings here did catch on fire is maybe the plants around them, or the things, like I've got this furniture here, and you can see there were embers that burned a hole in it, and every piece of furniture has little burn marks on it. So we definitely were being hit with enough stuff that could have caught the houses on fire. So I'm thinking the hardy plank really saved us. So if you're hardy plank, give me a call. I'll do an endorsement if that's what did it. I don't know. I'm not a firefighter or anything like that, but that's the only thing I can come up with. These were built just a few years ago and all have new roofing and siding and everything else. Several neighbors, as I walked around the neighborhood yesterday, the fences, you can see these fences, the fences between the houses burnt. I took a couple pictures of that just because it was crazy to walk around a house and the fence was entirely gone, burnt through, melted. I mean, it just wasn't there. So it was like it just evaporated. But anyway, so all that's to say that I'm okay. There are a ton of people who aren't okay, so please help them. I've had tons of offers for help and everything, and I truly appreciate it. But there are so many people worse off than me. So help those people. Anyway, hopefully I can make a supply run today for me and get a couple items that I've kind of figured out I still need. I'm coming from Texas, and living through hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff, I'm a little bit of a prepper, so I was probably more prepared than most people. But there are a couple things that I still realized that I could get, so I'm going to grab those if I can get back to the other side today, and then head back. Hopefully I can get back in here. I can see some police cars coming down the bypass. There they are. This may be the first set of people allowed in today. Yesterday they were only allowing us to come back through the north side, going counterclockwise on the highway around kind of by the blowhole, if you know where that is. But anyway, not sure when I'll be able to upload this because I do not have cell service here. Oh, that's another thing. I did actually hear, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see reports that several of the cell service providers like Verizon, AT&T, and stuff like that, there are a lot of police cars going that way, that they are installing temporary cell phone towers. I heard Verizon's putting one right over here, which would be fantastic for me since I have Verizon, so hopefully they'll get that up soon and we can get some cell service and Wi-Fi or internet connection. But each company I heard was putting towers up somewhere here on the west side, so hopefully we'll have cell service return soon. Anyhow, I'm okay. Others aren't, but hopefully with all the help we have coming here, everybody else will be okay soon too. Have as good a day as you can. Aloha y'all, and be thankful for what you have.